Hello everyone and welcome back to another instalment of our Portuguese barn conversion series.
It's another beautiful day here in Portugal, and thank you to everyone who left a comment about my stonework in the last video.
We've got a really exciting project that we're working on today and we can't wait to bring you along with us. We're the indie project, Bee and Theo, and we've been living and travelling the world in vans for the past 6 years. We're currently renovating an abandoned stone barn in Portugal to turn it into a beautiful tiny home for us and our cat, Ginjey Bear. Follow our journey from the very beginning as we document the whole process of creating an off-grid home. Good morning, it's such a lovely day here. Me and Fernando have just been sitting under the veranda having a little morning meditation. It's been raining for a couple of days. I'm just looking around and everything is really lush and green because today is the first day that it's not raining, so it means we can get outside and get to work. I don't know, yes you can see behind me we've had a delivery of wood. So if you saw our last video, I showed you the plans for the new chicken coop that we're building because our chickens are Brahmas, they're very big. 2 of them are cockerels now and they're getting massive, so we need to make sure they've got enough room in their coop. They need roosting space, so I'm really excited to build this new coop for them. And it's not raining, so it's perfect. Oh, hello! Hey Ginjey, I've not seen you all morning. Have you been helping Theo up at the top? Look at you, enjoying some Fernando free time now it's stopped raining. Yeah. So Theo's been up at the coop, I'll just show you. Oh, Ginjey, I nearly trod on you. Theo's up at the coop planning out where the new coop is going to go, so let's show you our ideas. So Theo's just roughly planning out the size and location of where it's going to go. Oh yeah.
So I'm following your plans and it's literally big enough for me to stay in.
It's going to be a chicken palace. What is it, 2.5 by 2.5?
2.5 metres squared. It's going to be an A-frame, and it's possible that I'll put a dormer window in for them as well, because you know our chickens have just started providing us eggs, so we've got to give them a lovely place to live. And we're also going to fit a little mini wood burner. That's a joke, but it is going to be a really nice space for them, and it's good because it backs on to their run. So we're going to have a little tunnel from here, their house, into the run. They can come and go as they please and just basically live the dream as a chicken.
And they'll no longer have the old one slap bang in the centre taking up room, so the whole run will literally just be run space.
Exactly, it's going to be incredible, and I haven't done any woodwork for a long time, so I'm really excited to get started on this project. And first up we need to build the deck. So I've got my little workstation set up with the world's most battered chop saw. This chop saw has been through everything with our van build, and I'm pretty sure the blade is non-existent, so this should be interesting cutting these.
We also used it for the whole cabin build as well, didn't we?
We did, yeah, and we're using the same wood as what we used on the cabin build. It's a Douglas fir, which we brought because we were really impressed with how it's coped with the crazy Portuguese summers, and it's not warped or twisted at all, so we thought perfect for the chicken coop. We've got 40 2x4s, we're not going to need 40 I don't think, but one thing we're trying to do is keep wastage to a minimum, so we're reusing as many materials as possible from around the land, so you'll see that coming up soon. But the main structure, we needed to buy the wood because we don't have anything lying around that could be useful. So I've just gone through the cut list for the deck. That is what we're going to be building the A-frame on top of. And like I said before, wastage we want to keep to a minimum. And look at this. This is 9 beams that have been cut. And this is the wastage. It's absolutely nothing.
Not bad. And we can reuse some of these for inside the coop as well, can't we?
Definitely for, like, I don't know, hanging bits of branch off. It's going to be pretty epic inside. Almost like casino vibes, I reckon. So now it's time to screw the frame together, and this is always interesting on our land because there's nowhere that is completely flat where we can lay this out, so we just have to use our initiative and make sure that we get all the joins nice and tight and nice and level, so everything, when we come to put the A-frame section on, sits nicely. Nice.
The main square is done. I don't know how much you can see, I've literally got the sun in my eyes, but we've got a huge square and it probably weighs a ton because this wood is pretty wet, and Theo really wants to build the rest of the planks down here, and then us two are going to carry this frame and all the planks that are on it up to the chicken coop. So place your bets now on whether I will collapse midway because I'm not feeling very strong today.
153.5.
See, 353.
353.5.
That should be bang on then. This should be 353.5.
353.5. Bang on.
Don't touch it now.
Fernando, stay away.
It's all nice and square now.
Exactly, we just squared it up, and now what I'm doing is I've just marked out 16 centres, and then we can start laying the rest of the joists, and they should be perfectly even all the way along.
All 4! Don't show off! This is how accidents happen. Fernando's freaked. Do not do that again. I need you to finish the whole coop. Was that an old man groan? Oh, it's got creaks going on. Now you're 32? Are you 32?
32.
Gosh, you're going to be 33 next year. I'm really starting to doubt whether I'm going to be able to carry this. It's really heavy.
Well, we've always got Fernando and Ginjey.
Yeah, and the chickens, they could always, you know what, we're building it for them, they could at least try and help us. You
Could
know.
always, just to use the tractor, strap a chain to it and just drag it up there.
That's great.
It's only about like 500 feet. Not far.
We've got the rest of the day.
We've got this. Keep it going.
How much do you reckon this weighs?
Keep it going. It's only half a ton.
Oh my god, my hands!
Come on, Fernando, help us. Ah!
Come on, put it down.
Keep going. Keep going.
Here.
And then a bit further
Is
in.
it okay on the lump?
And roughly that's where it's going.
Is that okay on the lump?
Big? Yeah, it's fine. It's a good space.
Theo actually forgot a screw, didn't you? Where was it? Around here?
Forget a screw. I left a screw out on purpose because obviously the extra weight of a screw.
Right, yeah, of course.
You know, we might not have got it up here.
A couple of grams is going to make all the difference. Yeah, totally. Well done. Oh, you didn't even drill the hole. You didn't do anything. The chickens are utterly unfazed by the drill, which is pretty good.
So yeah, I think that's a fairly good position. We need to kind of get it perfect so
Yeah.
we know where to put the footings.
Yeah, so the front entrance for the coop is going to marry up with the original entrance there, I think. Is that the plan?
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be in the centre. I can just
Yeah.
offset the...
So what
the
we need to
thing.
do is get this where it's going to be, draw, you know, a square, and then flatten the ground. Theo is currently demonstrating how massive the chicken palace is going to be. Absolutely massive.
Pretty big actually.
It is.
When you come around this
And it's also going to be on feet, isn't it? So it's actually going to be even higher than that.
a little bit, a little bit.
Lovely A-frame. That's the plan.
It's like them little getaway cabins that people have in the woods and they just use at the weekends. Maybe a little bit smaller, but there's not much in it.
No?
Just going to take the layer of topsoil off so it doesn't sink. Put a bit of gravel to level it out.
And also bury our enemies.
They have to be small enemies.
Because it's such a lovely day and we are eager beavers to get moving with this coop. We're working through lunch, so Theo's just been digging the holes. They literally look like coffins for... They literally look like graves for breeze blocks. I'll show you in a second. It's a bit of a morbid sight, but I've just been sitting here watching him whilst eating cake, so pretty good Monday, I'd say. And I bet I've got cake in my tea. We are gathered here today to pay our respects to the breeze block, which has served its purpose wonderfully in the barn for many years, being a wall, and is now going to become the foundations for a chicken coop. Rest in peace.
So I've just come down to the barn to pick up some more timber, and I thought it's a good time to address the roof situation. A lot of you guys are going to be wondering, how's the roof? How's it all going? So we had some rain, probably 3 or 4 days of rain, and the flashing for the wood burner in the roof was leaking, but also the tiles were leaking as well. So at that point I decided to stop work on the roof and focus on other projects in the barn before we can get it fully checked and tested by a professional roofer. So we've reached out to some companies, we're waiting to hear back, and hopefully someone will be able to come round and rectify the problem. I'm pretty sure all of the tiles are installed wrong and they're all gonna have to come off and start again from scratch, which it's a big pain, but I am excited now. Once we finish this chicken coop, we've got so many jobs on the barn that we can get stuck into, and then we can get the roof done as soon as possible. And then we can move inside the barn. That is going to be exciting because we've got a floor to lay, we've got the mezzanine joist to go on, we've got the whole mezzanine to build, we've got the wood burner to install, we've got a kitchen to build, we've got the whole layout. It's going to be exciting.
You come to help. You're a happy girl, aren't you? Just the gravel. I know, someone's got to do some work around here, so I may as well do it.
Can we just talk about how good my parents are at buying me gifts? They sent this in the post along with them socks.
Yeah. Last week was the mad socks, this week is the brilliant t-shirt. Next week will be what, I wonder?
So we got a little bit carried away. We've done the footings, the frame is all level now. The chickens will not be sliding around.
The eggs won't be rolling out of the nesting boxes.
But we moved on to finding the angle of the A-frame that we want to make. We did it this way because we wanted to offer up the wood to see whether it was going to be too steep or too squat. So we wanted it to be like a nice height so that it looks like a proper A-frame. I'm very certain about how stuff looks on the land, and I know that I'm gonna have to look at this every day, so I want it to look nice. So what we've done is we've just screwed some battens to keep this piece of wood. This is going up perfectly straight as much as possible. The wood's probably a little bit bent, but that's fine. And then we cut our bottom angle here, so we know that that fits nicely onto the floor.
Yeah, and also check out the perfectly placed and fitting in OSB flooring. That was totally done to plan.
So the OSB, we planned this deck to be to fit 2 sheets of OSB without any cutting, because we're trying to move forward quickly and, like I said, limited wastage. And this OSB is actually treated already, so it's got like a nice sheen to it because it's actually protected with like a waterproof membrane, so it should be fine for the floor. We used it in our cabin and it hasn't rotted away, so job's a good one. And then I've just marked off the line for our angle, and now we need to go and try and cut that, do 2 of them, butt them together and see if it actually works. So we're just about to cut our sample so that we know that we've got everything spot on before we move on to the others, because we've got 7 of these frames to make and we don't want the first one to be off, we want it to be perfect. And if you guys know about miter saws, you know they generally only cut to around about 45 degrees, and the angle that we're doing for this A-frame is a lot steeper than 45 degrees. So I don't know if you know about this method, but it's really good if you want to cut steeper than 45 degrees on a miter saw. The reason behind that is you could just use a handsaw. This wood's quite wet, it's quite nasty to cut with a handsaw, it's even tough on the miter saw. So hand cutting everyone, there's going to be inconsistencies. Doing it with the miter, everything's just going to line up and it's going to be nice and flush. So if you come over here, you'll see what we've done is we've cut a piece of wood at 45 degrees and then you clamp it in place, and what that allows you to do is butt your other piece of wood up against it and then get your desired degree, what you want. So essentially you're only going about, we're doing about an extra 15 degrees, and there you can see it just lines up really nicely, and you can get that angle you can get that angle just by putting the wood in from a different position. usually the wood would always come in from this side. Well, if you push it in this way, jobs are good in, and all your joins are nice and tight. Well, that's the plan anyway.
Are you happy?
Very happy. I mean, look at that.
It does look good.
That is called a join. Seamless, beautiful, and ready to get screwed.
Right, let's screw them. Should we see how it fits?
I mean, that join, Come on! Come on!
Does it feel sturdy?
Feels solid as anything.
Looks good. Like a glove. I think 36 maybe.
I'm going 32.
32. 29.
29. I was closest.
Yeah, well done. Well, you win nothing, so that's great.
Yeah, I win.
So before we attach the OSB, we're just going to give the frame a lick of paint, which is the same stuff we used on the cabin, which is basically just going to waterproof the wood and make sure that it doesn't rot.
Bee is just painting the deck behind me, and I'm not gonna lie, this weather is amazing. I know I keep going on about it every video, and it's not always like this in the winter here, but we're December now, and I'm in a t-shirt, and I could be in shorts if I wanted to, and it's not too hot, but it's just the perfect temperature to do building work. It's stunning. The bee's about halfway done already. It doesn't take long to slap this stuff on.
Fernando's helping as well, so that's great.
Fernando is always helping. Look at that. What a strange cat. And he even chases the paintbrush because he's a weirdo. But we thought this stuff was clear, but it's actually got a stain to it. It looks quite nice. You're never going to see it anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it comes out grey, but it dries like a brown. It does look nice, but this is all going to be covered, so it doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter. It's a chicken palace. Fernando, what are you doing? Look at him. He chases the brush.
Don't catch the brush. You don't want to wash your paws.
It's like a half-hearted chase. That's it. Last one done.
Woo!
Now we got to carry them up.
I think I'm just going to sit here and watch you do it, okay?
Okay.
So we've got the floor down now, it's all really starting to come together, and because we've already pre-cut all of the frame bits for the A-frame, Theo's just going to screw them all together now, and then we'll have an A-frame before you know it.
That's it, last one, done.
Happy?
Very happy.
Alright, let's get them in.
We have a load of vultures flying over, admiring our work of the new chicken coop. Good thing about vultures is they tend to only eat dead meat, so they're safe enough. But they're beautiful creatures, absolutely massive things. We have quite a lot of them flying over. Just look at their wingspan, massive. Come on.
She's like, excuse me, you don't hurry me along.
We've been putting in these frames every 16 on centre, and now this one we're going to skip one, so it's going to be 32, and that reason is we're going to see if we can figure out a dormer window that comes out here. If we can't figure it out, then we'll just put another one in the 16, but we're just going to leave that space. But it's looking immense, like it looks so good.
How cool does this look? Even though it's not finished, I'm already really enjoying this A-frame. Oh. Hello.
Mr. Dormer window.
What's that?
I'm just jealous. Like, I think we need to spend a night in it before they get entry to it.
Yeah, no, well, I think that would be quite fun actually. Before the chickens move in, we should have an overnight challenge.
But yeah, this is the window that we got for the dormer, which is perfect. We just need to figure out how to actually build a dormer. It's not something we've ever done before. So I'm just trying to get my brain around it because there's lots of different angles, but I think I know what I'm doing.
You think?
I think.
Well, that's positive because I have not got a clue.
We've just been greeted with an incredible sunset and we're going to have to call it a night, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Sadly, there's just not enough hours of daylight.
We need more light. Yeah, we should set up some lights.
Yeah, we should, so I want an excuse to stop for the day.
It's been a long day, but we have one of the dormers up. We still need to obviously do the other one, but the window's going to fit so nicely in there. It's going to be insane. There's still a lot of working out to do, isn't there? Yeah, a lot of head scratching and figuring things out, but we'll get there and it's going to look great. But yeah, it's beautiful and we'll see you in the morning.
Good afternoon, or bon tard if you're watching and you're Portuguese. We've had to start a little bit later today, so we've missed out on the morning because we had to go to the city and stock up on supplies because Theo got a little bit carried away and essentially destroyed our drill bit last night and a few of our different PZ2 heads, so we completely ran out, so we had to go and get some more. But it was good. It meant that we had time to really think about what we were doing, and Theo's actually made really good moves on the dormer.
This pencil tastes good.
I was going to say, but that tastes disgusting. Pencil from IKEA. How many hands have touched it before yours?
The dormer is actually looking so good. We've got the main structure up now. We just need to do the horizontal beams to support it all and keep it all together. And then we can start framing out the actual window, which I'm really excited about. But yeah, it's actually really useful because when we come in here to clean, well, when you come in to clean the chickens out, you can have more room. You can kind of come out here, look out the window, have a great time cleaning the poo up, and then we want to make it a nice experience for you as well as the chickens. But yeah, it's coming along really nicely. I'm really happy with it.
Okay.
Happy with that. Bang on centre.
Is it?
Yeah, look at the level. Show them the level. Why are you doubting me?
I'm not doubting you, I'm just... Well done, lovely.
So I'm just about to frame up the window in the dormer, and the problem is this window that I got, actually from the UK, I brought it over. I found a factory where there was a load of disused windows just outside, and I went in and asked them and they said I could take the lot, so I did. I knew they'd come in useful for a chicken coop one day. But we've used them for all sorts of things. On our outhouse we use these windows as well, and actually made them so they open, which is really cool, but this one's going to be fixed. But there's nails sticking out of them where they've obviously been nailed in previously, and they're all bent round. It makes it really hard to frame up this window. So what I'm going to do is use the angle grinder that's seen better days. It's got a bit rusty, need a new blade on that.
I don't think we've used it for about 2 years.
But I'm just going to angle grind the nails off, and it should be nice and flat.
And you've got some wonderful dusty goggles to wear.
Just found these. Bit grimy, but I can barely see anything.
Protect your eyes. I think it's safe to say that this nail has seen better days, and the window is now going to have a much nicer life in a chicken coop than at the side of the road.
Perfect. Looks so nice.
Let's see. Oh yeah.
Just need to put the top in and the side frames, and then it's done, and then we can leave it and move on to the next thing. And obviously all around here is going to be nicely cladded.
Yeah, so it always looks a bit mad when it's in its skeleton phase. But
it will just look like a skeleton with a window attached to it. It'll look a bit mad, but yeah, trust the process. It's going to look amazing in the end. Five, not centre.
So Birdie, my brown chicken, is the oldest of the lot by a couple of weeks, and she started laying eggs pretty much every day. So let's see if we've had one today. Ah, yes. Bloody brilliant! It's so cool to be getting eggs from our chickens now. Thank you, Birdie, wherever you've gone.
That ain't coming out. No chicken run here. So the sun is just going down, and although we couldn't do as much as I'd hoped today, I think we got enough done by fitting the dormer window, and it just looks amazing. I'm so happy with it. And the sun's just going down through the window, which, oh, it's incredible. I can't wait to let the chickens in here and show them their new home. I think they're going to love it. And the view from their window isn't bad either. I'm going to make a little perch so they can sit on the perch and look out the window if they like. I think they're really going to love this place. So I think I'm going to end the vlog there, and you guys will have to come back next week to see how we get on with finishing this coop. I'm very excited for the roof to go on and all the bits and pieces we're going to do inside, and also hopefully then we can let the chickens actually in there to use it, because like Bee mentioned before, they're bramers and they're big, and they just don't fit in their other coop comfortably anymore, so it's going to be so much better for them, which is important because we want to look after them the best possible way that we can. And they're giving us eggs now, so they're pretty much royalty to me, because it's just amazing to wake up in the morning, go and get an egg, and then make your breakfast. It's insane. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.